y'all, welcome back to my channel. Amy here. Today I thought it would be fun to go through my Audible library. I do a lot of 2-for-1 sales. I use 1 credit to get 2 books. And Audible usually does this quite a few times throughout the years. So I usually wait for those before I use my credits, unless there's something that I really want on audiobook and I can't get in any other platform. So I don't always get books I want on their 2-for-1, because obviously it's going to be a selective range of books. But I've collected a good many over like the past year, or maybe 2 years, that I still have sitting in my Audible library that I haven't listened to yet. Now I do have some in book form, like off of my TBR shelf, that I have gotten in 2-for-1 sales, and they're sitting in my Audible library just waiting for me whenever I'm ready. Credits are precious to me. I do the, I think it's $25 a month tier. I'm not sure if that's like the highest tier or whatever, but I like to get 2 credits a month. So it's $25 a month to get those 2 credits. Now this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. This is just me talking about my Audible library. I think the first month is free. Yes, you get a free 30-day trial when you first sign up for Audible, and after your 30-day trial, you can do the $14.95 option, which is just 1 credit a month, or you bump up to Prime members to get 2 credits for that month. Audible does offer a lot of like originals that are free to you to listen to. Like, for example, Impact Winter was like a full cast of characters. It was like actually watching a show on TV, but it was like in my ear. Like, every character had a voice, there were sound effects. It's fantastic. They do a lot of those, and then a lot of books are included. They have it to where they're either Audible originals or just other books that are just free to you with your membership, which is awesome, because I've used that a lot. They have podcasts you can listen to, subscribe to through them. Doesn't cost you any more than what you were paying as a member. Now I don't know for sure if that's just with the Prime members. I'm a Prime member because I like getting 2 credits a month, because I listen a lot. I love audiobooks. I love, especially when a book or when a narrator can bring the book to life. Now I've come across my fair share of books that have not, or narrators that have not done it for me, or they've done it for me before, but yet in this particular book they're not doing it for me, which has happened as well. You can send back a book, you can return a book. I think it's within a certain time that you have purchased it with your credit, or even just purchased it, and they will give you back. They will reimburse you for either your credit or whatever amount that you spent on whatever form of payment you purchased that audiobook. So you can just purchase audiobooks. They do have some sales that go on as well. They'll do like $5 sales or a certain percent off of books, but it's only like a selection of books. It's not like the entire catalog. Why am I telling you all this when this is not a sponsored video? I don't know. I just love Audible, and I just, just letting y'all know about it if you're interested in being an Audible member yourself. All right, let's get into my Audible library. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little screen record just for a little bit so I can show you all the books that I have in my Audible library, if I can figure this out. I don't do the screen record often. Okay, here we go. It should be recording. I'll put it up somewhere over here. Okay, so I have all my books in like a little certain little area on my phone. So I just click on the Audible app, and These are all my books, y'all. I have 342 titles since I started listening to Audible. But my most recent ones start right here with Rebecca and the Toll. These were books that I got. All of these that you're gonna see are from sales, from two for one sales, or either I bought them at a discounted price. So just wanted to show y'all that. So let's go ahead and get into the books. So as I said, let me take the screen record off. Stop. Okay. So as I said, the latest one, we're gonna start with the latest book, not the most recent. So I chose Rebecca. It was in a 2-for-1 sale, I'm pretty sure. That's the most popular ones that I do. This is by Daphne du Maurier. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I love this cover. I actually searched for this cover. I couldn't find it anywhere. I think I had to end up ordering it. I think I had to end up ordering it from Amazon because I couldn't find this cover. I just thought this cover was so pretty with all its pretty colors. Now, I don't remember anything about this book. I know it was popular for a little while. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, I've heard people liked it, I've heard people didn't like it. So I don't know. I have the audio. One day we're gonna do it. One day we're gonna listen to it. It is a Netflix movie. This is the Netflix cover book. It has a Netflix little stamp here. It's not a sticker, it's like in the book. I just really wanted this cover. I don't usually go for the movie covers. I'm an original girl. I like original covers, but every now and then we get a beautiful movie cover, and here we go. It looks like this was written back in like 1938. I knew it was dated back, but it has been like redone. So I've heard a lot of things that like this, like it's just old-fashioned writing. That's why a lot of people, or not a lot, but some had said that they just didn't like the writing style. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get into it. Like I said, I don't really know what this is about. Last night I dreamt I went to Mandalay again. With these words, the reader is ushered into an isolated gray stone mansion on the windswept Cornish coast as the second Mrs. Maxim de Winter recalls the chilling events that transpired as she began her new life as the young bride of a husband she barely knew. I don't really want to read too much into it. I don't like reading too much into thrillers, not only for myself, but for y'all as well. So let me know in the comments. Has anyone read this? Did you like it? Did you not like it? No spoilers, just let me know. Then we have The Toll, also on my ready for me to listen to in my Audible library. I listened to the other two books and really enjoyed the narration. Oh, let me tell you who this is read by. No, go back to my library. Okay, let's see. Title details. This is read by Anna Massey. I don't think I've ever, her name doesn't sound familiar, so I don't know if I've ever listened to her voice. The Toll, this is by Neil Schusterman. It is read by Greg Tremblay. Greg Tremblay has done many male romances, and I love his male romance narration. He does a fantastic job just putting all the feelings into his voice. He does a great job. He's one of my go-to. If I see Greg Tremblay is reading a book that I'm interested in, I usually go for the audiobook. So anyway, this and the other ones have been read by him as well. Really love the narration. So this is the last book in the Scythe series. Is it the Scythe? Is it called the Scythe? Arc of a Scythe, book 3. It's been a while since I read book 2. I do remember what happened at the end of book 2, and I really wanted to continue at the time, but I just didn't. I ended up finding this book like on sale, and then I ended up getting the audio. So I don't want to say too much about this book if you have not read the other two, but it's basically about this world where you do not die. There's no sicknesses, there's nothing that can make you die. So to keep the population at a certain level, I guess, we have what's called sites. These are our Grim Reapers, I guess, in real life. And they will choose someone to die, whether it be early on in their life or later on in their life. And I've learned throughout this series that there are some sites that are just evil and just kill people for no good reason. And then there's other sites that are conscious of other people's lives and kill only the ones that have been here forever, that have been here for a long time, and maybe it's time for them to move on to the afterlife. That's about it in a nutshell. But we follow Citra and Rowan in our trilogy here, and they are in training to become sites. Some stuff has gone down between, like, in the first book we get to know what a scythe is. We get to know Citra and Rowan, and what they have to do in order to become a scythe. Instances happened in book 2 that kind of left you on a cliffhanger, so in comes book 3. I don't want to say too much in case you have not read the series, but I'm not a huge fantasy reader, and I really enjoyed this one, so. Okay, my camera cut off and I didn't realize it, so I had to go back and see where I left off. I didn't get very far, so thank goodness, but it may seem a little different because I had to move my stand and all that stuff. Anyway, so the next book I was talking about, not even realizing that I wasn't recording, this is Credence by Penelope Douglas. This is a book that has always kind of been in the back of my mind that I wanted to read it. It was on the table of spicy book talk reads at Barnes & Noble's. I'm not a big TikTok watcher because I can just get lost in TikTok, but I have followed a few book talk people, and I do like to watch those. But anyway, I saw it in an Audible sale. It is an Audible, only from Audible, so an Audible original. It does not come free with your subscription, but you probably won't find it on any other platform. So this would be one, if you wanted to listen to it, this would be one that would either, you would have to either buy it or use a credit. Anyway, they have a couple narrators on here, which 2 of them I'm very familiar with because they are male romance narrators. So this is narrated by Sophia Willingham, Greg Tremblay, Carson Beck, and Michael Pauly. Michael Pauly is fantastic. Fantastic. I don't know much about this book other than that it's spicy. 3 of them, one of her, and a remote cabin in the woods. Let the hot winter nights ensue. I think that's all we need to know. Okay, so it looks like we follow Tiernan DeHaas. Her parents have passed away and she is moving in with her only known relative, which is her father's stepbrother, sent to live with him and his 2 sons, Noah and Caleb, in the mountains of Colorado. She soon learns that these men now have a say in what she chooses to care and not care about anymore. We're just going to leave it at that. Okay, moving on. This next one, I also do not have the physical copy of this one. This was also a 2-for-1 credit. This is The Other Side of Midnight by Simone St. James. It was kind of an auto click for me as I was going through the sale books. And I was like, Simone St. James, yes please. This is some of her older work. This is narrated by Mary Jane Wells. That does not sound familiar to me, so I don't know about the narration. I did listen to samples of these before I purchased them, just to see if I liked the voice. But anyway, this is about, let's see, this is a spellbinding ghost story set in 1920s England. Glamorous medium Gloria Sutter made her fortune helping the bereaved contact their loved ones killed during the Great War. Now she's been murdered at one of her own seances after leaving a final message requesting the help of her former friend and soul rival, Eli Winter. Eli doesn't contact the dead, at least not anymore. Or maybe it's Ellie. Ellie Winter says she specializes in miraculously finding lost items. Still, she can't refuse the final request of the only other true psychic she has known. Now Ellie must delve into Gloria's secrets and plunge back into the world of hucksters, lowlifes, and fakes. Okay, so we have a medium who passes away during a seance, but she has secrets, and Ellie is going to find out what they are. I don't know. It's a ghost story. It's Simone St. James. Like I said, it was an auto click. Then I have Birthday Girl on my list. This is another one by Penelope Douglas. This is another spicy book from what I understand. Also kind of a forbidden romance. I believe Credence might also be forbidden. I don't know. But I know I read somewhere that this was like a forbidden romance. I believe there's a big age gap between our couple. Jordan and Pike. Jordan is our female, Pike is our male character. It says, he took me in when I had nowhere else to go. He doesn't use me, hurt me, or forget about me. He doesn't treat me like I'm nothing, take me for granted, or make me feel unsafe. He remembers me, laughs with me, and looks at me. He listens to me, protects me, and sees me. I can feel his eyes on me over the breakfast table, and my heart pumps so hard when I hear him pull in the driveway after work. I have to stop this. It can't happen. My sister once told me there are no good men, and if you find one, he's probably unavailable. Only Pike Lawson isn't the unavailable one. I am. Pike says, I took her in because I thought I was helping. She'd cook a few meals and clean up a little. It was an easy arrangement. As the days go by, though, it's becoming anything but easy. I have to stop my mind from drifting to her and stop holding my breath every time I bump into her in the house. I can't touch her, and I shouldn't want to. The more I find my path crossing hers, though, the more she's becoming a part of me. But we're not free to give in to this. She's 19, and I'm 38. And her boyfriend's father. Unfortunately, they both just moved into my house. What? Yes, please. So we have two narrators for Birthday Girl. We have Andrew Eden and Jennifer Mack. So we have a voice for both our characters, which I always love, but I don't recognize these narrators either. So I'll let you know how I like it. Then we have, I don't have this book with me, but every time I go to Barnes & Noble's, I pick it up. For some reason, the cover draws me in. This is These Violent Delights by Micah Nimerever. So like I said, I see this a lot at Barnes & Noble's, or I have in the past. It's getting to be an older book, so I haven't seen it lately, like in the new release section. But anyway, it's a chunker. I believe the audio, let's see, 14 hours and 13 minutes is the audio. It's read by Michael Crouch. I love Michael Crouch. He's also a male romance narrator. He's narrated other things. He's also narrated Life and Death by Stephanie Myers, the male version of Bella. That's where I fell in love with Michael Crouch. I love his voice. Anyway, super excited. I think that's why when I saw this in the sale, I was like, once again, click, because Michael Crouch. Yes. But anyway, like I said, this book has always just kind of drew me in with its cover. It's LGBTQ+. It says, The Secret History meets Lie With Me. A story about two college students, each with his own troubled past, whose escalating obsession with one another leads to an act of unspeakable violence. So this looks like it's dated back to the 1970s in Pittsburgh. It says, when Paul enters university in early 1970s Pittsburgh, it's the hope of moving past the recent death of his father. Sensitive, insecure, and incomprehensible to his grieving family, Paul feels isolated and alone. When he meets the worldly Julian in his freshman ethics class, Paul is immediately drawn to his classmates' effortless charm. As their friendship spirals into all-consuming intimacy, they each learn the lengths to which the other will go in order to stay together. Their obsession ultimately hurtling them toward an act of irrevocable violence, unfolding with a propulsive ferocity. These violent delights is an exquisitely plotted excavation of the depths of human desire and the darkness it can bring forth in us. It sounded intense. The cover was intense. I had to do it. Michael Crouch. Had to do it. Next in my library is Dare Me. This is by Megan Abbott. This has been on my TBR for a while now. This is actually the original cover. I couldn't find this cover for a long time because only the Netflix cover was available. And I wasn't looking for this, and I went into Barnes one day and I was just, you know, casually looking around as I like to do when I go to Barnes, and there it was. I immediately grabbed it because this is the cover that I want. It's been a while since I've read the synopsis. This is read by, let's see who it's read by. Kristen Havum. Never heard that name before, so we'll see. The searing novel of friendship and betrayal that inspired the USA Network series praised by Gillian Flynn as Lord of the Flies, set in a high school cheerleading squad. It says tense, dark, and beautifully written. The raw passions of girlhood are brought to life in this taut, unflinching exploration of friendship, ambition, and power. Yeah. So it's going to be a dark read. Let me know in the comments, has anyone read this? Have you watched the Netflix show? Do they compare? Let me know in the comments. 2 books left. This is Fence, Striking Distance. I think I explained this whole deal to y'all before. This was in a 2-for-1 sale with the next book that I'm going to talk about. I had just finished reading King's Rising and I just wanted more CS packet, so I got the first 2 volumes in the Fence graphic novels, and then I saw this at my Barnes & Nobles and decided to pick it up as well. It's more of a novel instead of like a graphic novel, but it is still about the characters that we get from the Fence graphic novels. So I'm gonna try to read the Fence series before I get to this, but I have it in my Audible library whenever I'm ready. This is narrated by Will Collier. I do remember listening to the sample for this, and I really liked it. I haven't listened to this narrator before. He doesn't ring a bell, but yeah, it was like an auto click kind of thing. High stakes, fake dating, real swords. The fencing team at the exclusive Kings Row boarding school doesn't seem destined for glory, but Coach Williams is determined to whip the teens into shape. Nicholas, Seji, Harvard, and Aiden couldn't be more different, but Coach knows they'd achieve greatness if they could just learn how to support one another and work as a team. So she assigns the boys a series of bonding exercises that have unintended consequences. The school flirt contemplates his tragic past. An Olympic-bound fencer falls into a criminal scheme, and 2 other teammates explore deep-seated feelings as they practice dating. Will the chaos of each of the boys' blazing emotions tear the group apart, or will it give them just the edge the team needs to win? It sounded fun. I think it's going to be a super cute read. And lastly, this is Rock Solid by Riley Hart. This is also a kind of only from Audible kind of thing. I saw Riley Hart. She's a fantastic male romance writer. This is narrated by Joe Arden, who is also a very good male-male romance narrator. Trevor Dixon has made too many mistakes to count. Sober for 13 months, he's determined to do the right thing, rebuild his relationship with his family, and help his brother get rock-solid construction off the ground. Failing them again isn't an option. Too bad the first estimate Trevor goes on alone is for an uptight doctor with a superiority complex. A hand injury took away the only important thing Dr. Simon Malone's life, performing heart surgery. He doesn't do well with people and has no family, but being a damn good surgeon. He always had that. Now he doesn't know who he is. The last thing he wants to deal with is the young construction worker who blows his shot at remodeling Simon's home. Trevor and Simon form an unlikely friendship. The more time they spend together, the more Trevor starts wondering if maybe Simon's not as straight or uptight as he thought. And maybe Trevor's new attraction to Simon runs both ways. So it looks like we have like a first time gay kind of situation, or bisexual maybe. I love those reads. I love like reading how one of our characters is coming into his sexuality and experiencing more with it. So it sounded fun. I believe it's the start of a series. I could be wrong, because it says a rock solid construction novel. So I'm wondering if this is part of a series, but it doesn't say book 1 or anything. But anyway, it sounded good. Like I said, I love first time coming into your sexuality kind of stories. So I just thought it would be fun. And we have an angry doctor and hot construction guy. It sounded really like it was going to be a good time. All right, that's it. That's all that's in my Audible library. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. I'm kind of in a filming rut. I don't really know what I want to film. Like, nothing's coming to me. So also let me know in the comments, is there anything you'd like to see from me? And if you've read or listened to any of these books, let me know also in the comments down below. As always, thank y'all so much for watching. Hope you're all doing well out there, staying safe. Hugs from me all around, and I'll see y'all very soon in another video. Bye, y'all.